Hey everybody, Stinger here with a special message, a special thank you to the best Italian wrestling podcast. That's right, the best Italian wrestling podcast called Pro Wrestling Culture. Specifically, thank you to Aldo Fiadoni. All right, Aldo, awesome job, man. I guess you and I met in New York in 2019. And there were some tears shed there. Man, I love that. I love that. You know what? Real men can cry, bro. Let me tell you something. Man, means a lot that you watch. Means a lot that this podcast is happening and the pro wrestling culture appreciates Aldo Fiadoni. So be watching there. It's going to be showtime. And tune in to the podcast, Pro Wrestling Culture, because it's always showtime there from the Stinger.
Questo programma non è soggetto a infezioni. It's showtime.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, in a new brand episode of Pro Wrestling Culture. Here, the real Messiah, Aldo Fiadone, and here with me, the special guest of the evening, the insane championship wrestling women's champion, Rhio. Hi, Rhio. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very, very good right now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Rhio, let's start this interview with a simple question. Tell us more about your beginnings in professional wrestling.
Okay, so I started at a local school to me. So I live in Preston. So I started at a school in Preston 8 years ago. And I just decided to take it up. I thought, well, I've always loved the sports side of everything. I've always been super sporty. I've loved doing all these things as a kid. So then, and obviously watching wrestling as a kid, I was like, this is something I want to do. And for years I was Googling schools and I couldn't quite find anything near me. I knew there was like one in Manchester, but at the time, like traveling to Manchester as like a 10-year-old wasn't viable. So when the school opened in Preston, and that, like the first time I saw it, I was like, I've got to go and give it a try at least. And then, yeah, since then, it's just every year's got better and better.
And do you have any biggest inspiration for this process?
I think when I look at wrestling wise, when I was watching it, I always loved Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix was always like the person I was like, wow, you know, she just looked so strong, so dominant, and I was like, yeah, like if I was to be a wrestler, like I'd love to be like her, like strong, dominant, held the ring, no problem. So like wrestling wise, yeah, she was my inspiration, definitely.
Probably the biggest strong woman after the era of China in the Attitude Era. Absolutely. Fantastic.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah. So during your career, you wrestled many matches in various in this company inside the Europe, and I think I saw one of your matches in Progress Wrestling against Danny Luna, Lizzie Evo, and Millie McKenzie, if I don't wrong. And I saw your talent in that match, and I think you are one of the biggest women in indie scenario inside the Europe right now. So, what do you feel about that for becoming one of the biggest star for women's division inside the European wrestling?
Oh, do you know what? I mean, now you say it like that, it feels really good. Thank you.
100% sincerely.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
it's crazy to think because there's so much talent coming through at the minute, like throughout, like not even just the UK, like you say, with the whole of Europe. There's so many girls now coming through, and it's nice to see in training schools that there's more girls in training schools. Like, you know, it's not a massive jump, but there is more coming through, and it's so much so much more fun knowing that you can have these matches with girls all over Europe, and it's not, you know, it doesn't have to be like certain places that you think, okay, this is going to be the test. People are testing you everywhere now, and for me, I think that's just the best part of it. Is if we could all test each other, no matter where we go, we're all going to get better, and we're all going to have quality standard matches. And for me, that's just so exciting, and I love it. So to think that I've, like, you know, I'll be honest, like putting in the hard work, like everybody does, I hope, but putting in the hard work to get to, you know, the fact that people are thinking that I'm one of the top females in Europe. I mean, that's just incredible for me. That's just amazing. Like I love that. I love that.
And for the top, you are the Insane Championship Wrestling Women's Champion, no? And allora, the Insane Championship Wrestling probably is one of the biggest company in the Europe. I remember one of the biggest edition of Fear and Loathing years ago with Finn Balor, Mick Foley, and many other stars of WWE and not. I remember one edition with the main event with Drew Galloway, Drew McIntyre against Grado. I love Grado so much. So in ICW, Progress Wrestling, Rev Pro are the three biggest companies inside the United Kingdom. You are the champion in ICW, and what is the status in this moment for this company and for the belt around your waist?
I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, I used to watch ICW when I was training, and I thought, like, that's where I wanted to be. You know, I was watching Kaylee Ray, and at the time, you know, Piper Niven now, and Viper. You know, I was watching those women, and I thought, I want to get in with them. Like, ICW is somewhere I've always wanted to wrestle, like for the longest time. So, like, to not only just be ICW, but to be the women's world champion, man, it's mad stuff. It is mad stuff, and ICW is such a renowned company because of how it is. Like, ICW is its own vibe, it's its own thing. Like, not really much compares to ICWs and how their style is. And I think that's what I like about them so much as well, is the fact that they are just them. ICW is unapologetically insane, you know, and to be a part of something like that, and to be a part of the rebuild, I think, after like COVID and everything, like that's special, and I can't wait to be one of the people that takes ICW back to what it used to be, that, you know, selling out the Hydro and things like that. So that's, like, you know, my goal. And I know there's a lot of people at ICW that are also excited to do that kind of thing. You know, there's a lot of us working to make sure that we can make that possible. So yeah, it's to work for a world-known company and hold a championship that the likes, like I say, of you know, I think now Alba Fire, now Piper Niven, you know, Session Moth Martina, Casey Owens, Molly Spartan, Angel Hayes. You know, so many amazing women have had this championship, and just to know that now it's my time, I'm like, okay, I've got history to carry here. So
I remember years ago the Insane Championship Wrestling was probably the first company in Europe that launched that had an opportunity to women's division, like TNA in United States, probably.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they were the ones that, you know, were doing that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And about your WWE career, you wrestled a match inside NXT UK, but you ever had an opportunity for join the NXT main roster?
Not at the minute. I've done 2 tryouts, and like I say, I did Download Festival for NXT UK, so I was in the Rumble for that. And then I've also many moons ago was part of No Way Jose's conga line as well. But at the minute, nothing. There was no plans for it, but I mean, it's one of those. Like I'm very happy with the ICW and being the ICW Women's World Champion. If anything does come along, definitely, it's something that I would definitely be, looking at and stuff in the future. But for right now, I'm just focusing on the now. I think that's the best thing for me. And I know being the ICW Women's World Champion, and I've got a lot of people coming for me, so I can't really afford to take my take my eyes off the prize and look anywhere else at the minute. But like I said, if an opportunity came along, I'd definitely take it. You know what I mean? But I also am happy with where I am at the minute as well.
Okay. And this Saturday, Squash Jobber Wrestling, we have a new show, Imagine Bragger. You will be there, and I don't know if you know about this, but here in Italy we have another ICW Women's Champion, the Italian Championship Wrestling. So one of the biggest opportunity is to have the Insane Championship Wrestling Champion, Women's Champion against the Italian Championship Wrestling Women's Champion. Why not?
That'd be so much fun. Why not? Let's get that sorted.
So about this SIJ show, what do you think about that company, this opportunity to show your talent in front of the Italian fans?
I'm very excited about this because, I think since especially coming back from COVID, my goal has definitely been to, now show Europe everything like live, like show me live, not just, maybe on a demand stream or anything. And to get to debut in Italy, like that's so exciting to me. I can't wait for Saturday. I'm so excited. And I've seen a lot of matches from Squash Jobber. And one in particular, I remember when you had Venny. Venny was wrestling, and I thought, oh, that was like phenomenal stuff. So I've been watching. Don't worry, I've got my eye on Squash Jobber, so I can see what I'm coming in for here. I've got my eye on everyone, so I love the product. I think it's an amazing thing, and I can't wait to debut in Italy, and I can't wait to debut for Squash Jobber.
Okay, my last question. What is your biggest goal for your future, for your career?
Ooh. Biggest goal. Ooh. I think, do you know what? Like, as much as for me, I'd love to be signed to a bigger company, knowing that is 100% my full-time job and being able to just travel the world doing wrestling. But I mean, if I can do that without being signed, then just being a full-time pro wrestler, getting to travel the world would be my biggest goal. It's just wrestling. But I think as well, getting to do that with your best friends would be even better. You know what I mean? So if I can do that with my best friends, like I'm having the best time now, just traveling the UK and Europe with some of my best friends. So if I can keep that going and we can just travel the world, wrestle each other, wrestle everyone else, and have a good time doing it, I think that for me is now the main goal, is just having a good time in wrestling with good people. Obviously, being signed and doing things like WrestleMania, and obviously now AEW's opened up like opportunities for people as well. So whether it's All In or Double or Nothing and things like that, I'd love those. There, I'm open to everything like that, and that would also, I think that's a pretty cool thing. But when I look at it, like, I don't know, when I look at the bigger picture, for me, wrestling's got to be fun. And like I say, at the minute, I'm having so much fun with my best friends doing what I love. So I think that's it. Is keeping what I'm doing now, keeping that going.
Fantastic. I wish you all the best, sincerely, Rhio.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for this conversation, and good luck for this Saturday for SIJ show.
no, thank you so much. And thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Rhio. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Speak to you soon. Bye.